Thank you for coming back. Hello, wonderful awakening beings and spiritual souls. Is it time I change that line? Are we sovereign beings? How would you like to be referred to? Leave your suggestions in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think, and also whether a community may be valuable for us moving forward into new times, into the new one energy and the epicycle. So back to the last video and the date October the 14th. I feel that the fact that they wanted to make it a Memorial Day for Charlie Kirk was interesting. Then when I was told that my windows was going to end on the 14th, and then I discovered that George Floyd was also born on the 14th, I was triggered to go and look what happens over the years on October the 14th. The first thing I discovered was in 1066 we had the Battle of Hastings. During this battle, Harold and William fought. I find it quite interesting, albeit Prince Harry is christened Henry, William refers to him as Harold. Is something being brought to our attention here? In 1322, Robert the Bruce defeats King Edward II. It was a war of independence, but we are fighting for independence right now. We are asking for independence right now. 1586 saw the trial of Mary, Queen of Scots, the Babington plot, a conspiracy to assassinate Queen Elizabeth I. Now there we have the word assassination. There's no proof that this was there, but we say goodbye to Mary, Queen of Scots, who many believe was the rightful heir to the throne. Moving on to 1656, Massachusetts enacts laws against Quakers because the Quakers believed in equality and an inner personal faith. Are we being shown that this is what we need? Equality and to have internal faith. 1758, Austria defeats Prussia, a battle of Hochkirch. This was a 7-year war. War, if we reverse the word, leaves us raw. What is it giving us? Wars. Who wins? Why should our young men and women, or elderly ones for that matter, be sent to a front line? What are we fighting for? During the 2020 period of the lockdowns, we were doing everything to save the neighbour and granny. And yet, no sooner do they let us out, we've got a Ukraine-Russia situation going on, or a Gaza-Israel situation. 1773, East India Company granted tea monopoly in America, an example of tax without representation, and this led to the Boston Tea Party on 16th of December. Taxation, it's theft in a pinstripe suit. 1806, Napoleon defeats Prussia at the battle. I'm probably going to muck this word up. Jena Ulstedt, apologies. Part of the War of the Fourth Coalition. 1863, the Battle of Bristoe Station, when the Confederates suffered a great loss, which led to the Union victory. 1884, interesting, George Eastman patents paper strip photographic film. This invention led to the development of the Kodak camera. Now, if we go to the Charlie Kirk situation, one of the security guards was wearing Meta sunglasses. You see him tap it once for a photo, slightly longer for a video. 1888, Louis Le Prince film, Roundhay Garden Scene. This is the world's earliest surviving motion picture, and this few second piece led to motion picture technology. Soon after, Le Prince mysteriously disappeared. Now, technology, AI, CGI has come a long way. A lot has come out on many incidents, but really big with the Charlie Kirk one on what is real and what is not. Why does it glitch? Why does a man walk past twice? Why does the chair go through the table? Many have suggested the Pope has been CGI for years. 1890, birth of Dwight D. Eisenhower, was the 34th President of the United States and the first Supreme Commander of NATO. During his presidency, NASA was established. Well, what do we know about NASA? What do we know about NATO? 1912, Theodore Roosevelt was shot and still continues to deliver his speech. Despite a bullet lodged in his chest, in a blood-stained shirt, he proceeded with that 90-minute speech. The bullet was never removed. The autopsy on Charlie Kirk said his head was so strong, he saved anybody behind him because the bullet remained within. I don't know. There just seems to be things that are asking us to look at things. 1933, Nazi Germany withdraws from the League of Nations. The decision made after World War II, the League of Nations was replaced by the UN, the United Nations. What do we know now about the UN? 1939, German submarine U-47, Trump is the 47th president, sinks HMS Royal Oak. 1944, the liberation of Athens. However, sadly, this went on to political fractions and the Greek Civil War. Greece is still suffering now. 1947, Chuck Yeager breaks the sound barrier, piloting the Bell X-1 rocket plane, Glamorous Glennis. Yeager reached a speed of Mach 106 at an altitude of 45,000 feet. This opened doors in technological progress. So much has come on from that particular point. But on that day, a plane took off within moments, went undetected, and then returned. 1952, the Korean War, Battle of Triangle Hill, a key location on the 38th parallel. The UN failed and the Chinese retained control of the hill. 1964, Martin Luther King Jr. wins the Nobel Peace Prize. At 35, King becomes the youngest recipient of the award. This elevated King's international stature. There's a lot of really important things that happened on this date, and yet it's going to be Charlie Kirk's Memorial Day. 1968, first live telecast from Apollo 7. There were 3 guys on that spacecraft. They were entertaining viewers with weightlessness and floating objects. This apparently restored confidence in NASA after Apollo 1 fire and the future of the moon landings. 2012. Felix Baumgartner's stratospheric freefall. Felix broke the sound barrier, Mach 1.25, without a vehicle and set several world records showcasing human endurance and advancement in aerospace technology. We've seen pictures after that of a hatch, an escape route beneath where Charlie Kirk sat. Did he free fall down a hole into a tunnel? You tell me. What can we learn about October the 14th? We are being asked to remember Charlie on this date. For me, it had me look into these dates and blew my mind. If you research and know about Charlie Kirk's assassination, will it blow your mind also? It's a satire. The world's a stage. Bread and circus. We are being forced to look externally when the answers lie internally. And we are on a precipice of a new beginning. Life is the most difficult exam. Many people fail because they try to copy others, not realizing that everyone has a different exam. We're in a system that forces us to follow a certain pattern, programming and way. When I look at the numerology, each of us has our own blueprint, our own guidebook. And it's time we all tuned in to our guidebook to live the life we were born to live and create a better place moving forward. One is a new beginning about sowing seeds. A gardener doesn't force a seed, they remove the weeds, pests and stones. The 9 has us remove the weeds, pests and stones, ready for the seeds that we are about to sow. Apply the same method to your goals. Remove friction and watch momentum happen. The other word I focused on was religion. And I have been watching a number of things, doing my research on religion, which I believe is man-made, and spirituality is our connection to source. It's really interesting when we look back at history, remember who writes the history. But in 4300 to 2150 BCE, we, or the people on Earth, were in the age of Taurus. And the symbolism is the bull. Taurus is the bull. Look at the religions and cultures. What did it mean? We see the bulls. We hear the word bull market, the worship of the bulls, and that they wanted the red heifer with no colour hair, no fleas to sacrifice moving forward. The age of Aquarius is a period in time. The answers lie in the sky. We look to the heavens, not because that's where the man on the cloud sits, but it is the map. Now that may be far-fetched, so let's just move on. We then moved into the age of Aries, which is 2150 BCE to 1 CE. And it's the ram. And we see the ram horns and the blowing of the ram. And we look at the religion in the Jewish culture regarding the ram. Pause, take a read. What happened after the age of Aries? We moved into the age of Pisces. The two fish, the year that Jesus was born. Jesus is associated with the fisher of men. The two fish and the 5 loaves. We see the symbol everywhere. And we hear end times are coming. It's not the end of the world. It's the end of the age of Pisces. Now, in numerology, if we are talking about the year energy, I've said to you, next year's energy starts to come in October. So we have it coming in and it drips in, and by March, it, like the previous energy, drips out, disappears, dissipates. When we're looking at a bigger term in numerology, for example, your main cycles, we have 3 within our life, but your main cycles, there is a bigger period in the transition. It could be like 5-10 years either side as we start to feel the new vibration coming in and the old one going out. If we are looking at the age of Pisces or Aries or Taurus, it will be maybe 100 to 200 years, because we're talking about a span of 2,150 years. So where have we been heading? The age of Aquarius, the water bearer, representing knowledge, innovation, and humanitarianism, is a spiritual awakening, a technological integration. We can look at any of this from a negative or a positive, an empowering or a disempowering, a dark or a light. Everything in front of us has a purpose but can be used for something else. Take a knife that you eat with. It can also be used as a tool to protect or kill. So we're now entering the age of Aquarius. And while we are not at 2150, I've already explained, it can start coming in. It also has a humanitarian focus. There may be an increased emphasis on social justice, equality, and environmental stewardship, reflecting the Aquarian ideals. Pause, read this. What does it mean to you? Leave your comments below. So with all that said, and this new beginning on the horizon, this new epicycle, and the fact that we get a taster in October, what seeds shall we be sowing? Are you moving into a personal year 1 in 2026? If so, this October in 2025, you want to be sowing your seeds. And this will be the same for every personal year that you move into. So sowing the seeds for 2026, remembering that 1 is about independence and leadership. You're entering a year of fresh starts and independence. Focus on identifying and initiating projects that align with your personal goals and passions. Plant seeds for leadership roles or new ventures that allow you to express your individuality. Personal year 2 for 2026, harmony and partnership. What are your seeds? With a focus on relationships and partnerships next year, use this month to build and strengthen connections. Sow seeds for collaborative projects or partnerships that can flourish in 2026 and cultivate patience and diplomacy. The 3, creativity and expression. Your seeds. As a year of creativity and expression approaches, October 25 is perfect for starting new creative endeavors. Explore artistic projects or platforms that allow you to express yourself and plan for opportunities to share your talents widely. Stop hiding. Stop diminishing your spark. Allow it to ignite and be seen. You know what I say? It's time to inspire and do things that make you bigger, bolder, brighter, and better. A personal year 4 for 26, when 4 is about stability and foundation. You'll be focusing on building foundations and stability. Use this month to plan and lay the groundwork for long-term projects. Consider investments in skills or resources that will support your growth and stability. Next year, personal year 5, change and freedom. With change and freedom on the horizon, October 25 is an ideal time to explore new possibilities. Sow seeds for travel, learning, or lifestyle changes that can introduce excitement and variety into your life next year. I will be moving into a 5 next year. Is that why I felt vibrant yesterday? Is that why I felt ready for change? Is that why I made the decision not just to get another laptop and hide, but to go full out? Or to even consider founding a community where people can move forward, support each other as we grow and evolve? We shall see. Personal year 6, responsibility and nurturing. As you move towards a year centered on home and family, focus on nurturing relationships this month. Plant seeds for personal or family projects and consider ways to enhance your home environment. It doesn't just end on home. That can be with family and friends and community. But it's more at home than global. It's more about those around you that you love and care. The 6 is really a number of listening and being there, really hearing what the other says. In so many relationships, we don't hear. We want to just solve the problem. That's a very 6 trait. Personal year 7 for 26, introspection and spirituality. With introspection and spiritual growth ahead, October 25 is a time to start the inner work. Well, inner work. If you've been on a spiritual journey, you're already doing the inner work, but this will be on a different, deeper level. Sow seeds for personal development, meditation practices, or educational pursuits that can deepen your inner standing and insight. Knowing versus owning. Personal year 8, power and abundance. Sowing seeds for 26. As you prepare for a year of achievement and financial growth, October 25 is the time to set ambitious goals. Plant seeds for career advancement or financial investments that can yield significant returns. Think future benefit for humanity. If you are going to start something new, some ambitious goal, what do we need? What does Mother Earth need? What is the spiritual growth in this? They're the careers that are likely to go somewhere. Personal year 9, completion and transformation. Your seeds. You're heading into a year of completion and reflection, nudged on by this current year that we've had. Use October to start wrapping up ongoing projects and consider how you can give back or contribute to your community as you prepare for the end of a cycle. It can often feel hard to have a personal year 9 in a universal 1 when everything is restarting, but you're still releasing. You may have released this year, you may have done the work. So what has your transformation gifted you moving forward? What have you learnt at the core, at the spiritual level? Could it be about patience, wisdom, grief? Could it be about the underdog and not fixing it for them, but inspiring them to find their solution? You tell me what you have lined up. The reason people awaken is because they have finally stopped agreeing to things that insult their soul. You are more powerful than you give yourself credit for. So is now the time to say, rest in peace, old self. You've served a great purpose. You could say, rest in peace, ego. Now I'm going to allow my soul to steer me forward. This comes at a time when here in the UK, Keir Starmer is bringing in mandatory digital IT. Well, first of all, I want to talk about mandatory words. In the 7, maybe this is the time where you learn legal jargon and then you can go out and help people. Mandatory is not law. Required, not law. Mandated, requested, ordered, ordinance, decree, compulsory. They are all not laws. And if we all came together, they could not happen. However, if we don't come together, it will be quite a challenge to stand your ground in these situations, as we learned in 2020, 2021, when people said, I don't want to do the needlecraft, but lost their job. Mandatory is legalese and only works when you take the contract. What I see as a new way of moving forward with this mandatory digital IT here in the UK that has a petition on the government website to sign do not introduce digital ID cards. And already we have a play on words because digital and cards oppose one another, making it not make any sense. But people are signing the petition or not signing the petition depending on where they stand. I'm suggesting signing the petition and then placing it on your social media or showing family and friends, work colleagues, etc. how many people, and there's something like 2.7 million signatures on it at the moment, that you're not alone, because people are afraid of speaking out in case they lose something. What I also want to suggest is this is a deeper take on our privacy and will be connected to all forms of government-controlled systems. We already have passports, driving license, national insurance numbers, birth certificates, etc. We're already a part of the slave system. Are we being awoken to the fact that we're all slaves? It doesn't matter your race, your colour, your religion. We are slaves to some form of system that is not serving the people. Ordo ab chao is Latin and it means order out of chaos. As David Icke says, the system creates the problem and then they offer the solution. They already have the solution. They create the problem and we take what they say. It's a nanny state. The one energy that is coming in is saying, find your independence, stand in your sovereignty, take back your power. Pushing this in under the guise of the boat's people makes no sense. When you ring up any institute or company in this country, you have to wait forever for an outcome or the call to be answered, because we go through the computerized AI, press this button, say this, do that, etc. Eventually you get to a human who says they don't have the staff to do it. The boat people are not taking our jobs. AI is probably taking our jobs. But is it our jobs that we're fighting for? Because really it's about our independence and our freedom from the state. When I shared the ages of and I got to Aquarius, it occurred to me that the card that in tarot that relates to the zodiac Aquarius is the star card. It's the 17th card. And then this clicked off about Q and the 17th letter. Many associate the 17th letter with an alliance. However, 17 also represents Aquarius. And as we begin to slip into the age of Aquarius, the past ages of the zodiac and the religions are making more sense to me. So what does the 17 bring? What does the age of Aquarius bring? A realization of a dream, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, idolization of a goal, a visionary success, knowing you are going to be successful, new trust in relationships you build. You, me, us are being guided by heavenly bodies Is this what 3-eye Atlas is? People talk about it coming in, a galactic energy, off-world beings. Time of optimism, motivation, peace of mind. Time to feel inspired and inspire. What does your soul dream? A new day, a new dawn. Reclaim your sovereignty. Be the leader you seek. I'm looking for a new tag for next year. What should it be? Stand in your sovereignty. A new day, a new dawn. Be the leader you seek. Again, leave suggestions in the link below. The vibration of being you and doing what you love is magnetic. You will align everything you need in your life with that energy. Have a great month. Tell me what you're doing. Leave comments. Do you want a community where we can talk and move forward in a more elevated way? If you'd like a reading, a consultation, or a mentorship, get in touch. Do you see light at the end of the tunnel? Do you see a new beginning on the horizon? Do you see change for the better? The old stuff, if we ignore it, the down stuff, the fear, the stress, the low vibrations, feed off the like energy. Like attracts light. So let's come together. Let's unite and stand as one and really embrace this vibration. I stand in my sovereignty. Do you? Thank you for watching. Thank you for your interaction. Thank you for your likes, your comments, etc. And I will see you in my next video. Have a brilliant October.